No. So is my screen visible? Yes or no? Right. Okay. So what I do, I start with my VM. Yes. So guys, you have any queries from your session? Like, did you guys gone over the videos? Okay, so let's start with your VM. So, so we started today with simple queries. Like I have showed you about the database, how to check with the database with a query called called show databases, where you able to see the list of databases. Then we tried show tables, where the tables in Hive, and then we also see how to create a database. We used to create database called hospital, also DB7 for Vignesh. Okay. And also we saw that how to use the database. We used hospital database. Then we created managed tables, and then we try to load the data through the local in path, and the data sets into the patient table. And before that, we created a patient table, right? Then we also see, like, after loading, we try to list all the data which is inside the patient table. Also, we had a small discussion what is called as table in Excel, what is tab in Excel and what is table in database. And also we see the describe of a patient, and also we looked into different more level of detail of description of the table patient by typing description formatted patient. Also we also saw show function to list all the functions available, inbuilt functions of Hive. And I also told you that Hive query language HQL is developed by Facebook, and they are still using it. And we also discussed that it is very useful for a nearly batch file processing. And then we also did a small math uh, using some function called as count, right? Then we did max, right? And then we had average of the total amount, right? Also, we try to find out the patients who is using dairy milk and face wash or soap, whatever. Also, we try to find out the patients who from the list where who purchased the Avil medicine and Metacin. Uh, then we try to insert a table, right? and the table name called drug. Okay, so if you missed to see that, please go over the video once again. I hope none of you have seen that yet. Please go over that. I have described you in a very simplified way. It should be easy to understand. And finally, we also see how to view. We also see like another function concept called views. So after that, what we did, yeah, we finished up with the views, right? I was not able to show you the external tables because of the permission user right, but almost it's the same as like a managed table. Okay. All right. So the last thing that we see is okay. So last thing we saw is create view, patient view as select PID, PNA, and patient. Okay. So before that, so I am re-entering to the Hive now. So what I need to do is show databases. First step. Then I want to use hospital database. Okay. And now we can write, we can see show tables. So these are the tables that we have created. We also dropped one table called drug. Basically, dropping is deleting the database. Okay. So what we do, we will see something inside the patient. We will see all the in order to see everything from the patient tab. I need to type select star from, right? Okay, here shows everything. So what I'm trying to do now is I need only patient name and patient ID. Okay, I don't want what they have purchased, what is their gender. So I'm just filtering out. Okay, so that I'm trying to see, I'm trying to create view patient underscore view as select PID, that is your patient ID, right? Then P name, okay, from patient. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm requesting Hive, please create a view. Okay, I need a view as called as the view has to be called as patient's view, patient underscore view, and I need to select. I just want as patient ID and patient name from the patient table. Okay, so the result would be like your patient ID and just your name. Okay, so it will come with this like this. So let's assume in this thing your results would be like Brinda. I mean like it will coming with 118 as your patient ID and with the name Brinda. Okay, I need only this detail. Okay, so I'm doing that. Okay, it says already exist. So let's change as view 2. Okay, create a new one, and basically what I did, I changed the create view name here by typing patient view underscore, sorry, patient underscore view 2. Okay, so to see that, I'm typing select star from patient underscore view 2. Okay, now it started running the map reduce job. Okay, so it started running. Basically, it's in progress. Okay. All right. So as I said, like I need only the patient ID and the patient name. Let's see, Brinda is okay. 118 is Brinda, and patient ID is 118. So I just listed just two columns, right? Okay. So let's see the description of the patient view underscore 2. I'm requesting Hive to please describe me the formatted patient underscore view 2. Okay. So it will give me after this. He said okay. Hive said okay. Here is the result. You have a column name which is a PID. Inside this, you have only two column name called patient ID and patient name. Because already I have the created a view by this only patient ID and patient name, right? Patient ID and patient name. So it's coming displaying that way. Patient ID and patient name is the column available. Okay, in this view, you can set a view. Okay, and patient ID is a integer and this is a string. And rest of the things, guys. I mean, like we already discussed this. Please go over the previous session as well. So here comes a table type called as virtual view. So we created a view, right? So this is table type is virtual view, and you can see the view informations here at the bottom, right? So original text is like select PID and P name from patient. Okay, you can type this way also. Select PID, P name from patient also. Okay, but we can do this way also, like in a view format as well. Okay, I can show you this another way of doing that. Select PID, P name from patient. Okay, so this will also be the same result. Just I'm showing you one another way of method. Okay, right. So the difference between this and this is we are creating a pattern, basically a view pattern. Okay, by typing create view. So whenever you need not to go and mention the table name. Instead of that, instead of table name, you can type just select star from view 2. Okay, like we, after that we have mentioned here select star from patient view 2, right? That means it is denoting, I mean, like, it's referring to the patient's table only. So I'll tell you one good scenario where you can have uh, multiple columns. Okay, not all the databases is, yeah, is as simple as like this. Okay, because let me show you some data, maybe if you can understand. uh, I did a FBA project. Okay, all right, okay. So I just wanted to show you one another data set, a sample data set. It's a real-time project. Okay, see, we had patient ID, patient name, and patient a drug, gender, then amount, right? So in this we have more than 2 or 3 columns, right? Right. So this is a simple FBI. This is very confidential, guys. So I'm not going to share this video in public, but still, I mean, like, this is the original data. So there is an ID, there is a case number, there is a date, there is a block, ICUR, sorry, IUCR, primary type, description, location description, and arrested, is that arrested or domestic arrest, and the beat, district, ward, community area, FBI code, coordinates, that is latitude and longitude, x coordinate, y coordinate, year updated on. So apart from coordinate, they have a latitude, a longitude, and location. So this is a huge data, right? And moreover, there are more scenarios, like you will be having hell lot of columns. Okay, let me show you some bank data, maybe. Mhm, mhm, mhm. Not this. I'm just trying to show you one more type of data. No, not this. Mm, right, so here it is. All right, so this is a real bank project actually. Okay, we have different columns with ID, member ID, loan amount, funded amount in investment, and terms, initial interest rate, installment. I think it should not be visible for you guys. Let me. So I have a column called ID, member ID, loan amount, funded amount, investment, then term, interest rate, installment, customer type, grade A, B, C, subgrade, employee title, like where the customers are working, then employment length, home ownership, is that a rented house or
it's 10 o'clock.
And then comes the annual income, verification status, issue date, loan status, payment, and some URL, and their descriptions, some descriptions like they have, you can see here, like I have mentioned here, like this. There's some description. I plan to use this money for financial, for the motorcycle. Some say I pay for property tax. Some say like I plan on combining three or large interests. So another column is purpose. Some purchased, some have bought the loan for credit card. Some bought it for car loans. Some is for small business. Some for wedding. Okay. Some have bought it for title, like for computer, bike, like that. So we have zip code and address, basically about their physical location. PTI during 2 years, and their earliest credit line, and the last 6 months statements. I mean, like last interest on the last 6 months, and some blah blah blah, different columns. There are a hell lot of columns, right? And finally comes the total payment, the payment on the investment. There are, you can understand, right? So many columns, right? For this, I don't want the rest of the columns. Okay. I always go with just two to three simple columns. So I create one view. Okay. And I select only this. Edu, for your question, here it comes. Okay. So I select only this columns, and I try to filter this from the whole table. Okay. So for that, back to terminal. For that, I have to create a view. Okay. So I have created a view called patient view 2. Okay. So I always go and type select star from patient underscore view 2. Okay. So this is much easier, right? So you can create multiple views and you can use it. Okay. So it will be really very helpful for you when you are going into production. Okay. All right. So let's jump into the next topic. So you got the result of select star from, because in select star from you'll get only these two, I mean, like PID and PNAME, right? All right. So this makes sense to you guys, right? Type yes or no, maybe. Interesting. Good. Okay. Now I have a scenario here. Okay. Like, okay, let's go to the loan table once again. Uh, right. So we are in the loan tab, loan data. So I have a scenario now. See, loans will be piling up, right? When you start a business, you will have a customers regularly, right? They are going to come to you frequently. They might come every day, or maybe in a day, or maybe come on next month, or maybe every quarter or something, right? So you will be having enormous of customers coming to you, and you need to maintain that data, right? So you can. This is one simple data. Basically, this is last month's data. Actually, you can see that from this last month data, actually issued on 11th of sorry 12th of November. So in this data, if we have a different scenario, okay, if you have a different scenario, like some of your customers are from October, okay, and some of your customers are from September, and some of your customers are from August, okay. So all the customers are in this data, okay. So uh, there is a concept here in Hive data, and that is a best practice, and we follow it in production. The concept is called as partition, okay. uh, 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 Let me show you better way. I want to store. See, I want to store. Uh, this is your data, okay, real data, okay, and you have what you need to do is like you need to partition the real data with a different. Just give me a moment, guys. Hello. Oh, message அனுப்பியிருக்கேன் பாத்தீங்களா? Okay. சரி, okay. Yeah. Okay. பாருங்க. right? So excuse me, guys. So I have a real data which has all the dates and months, everything. Okay, there is zero filtration. Okay, I'm telling you in the layman term, there is zero filtration. uh, so what I do here, since I'm getting data every month, I can partition it. Okay, how I'm doing it is I can store that one data in October. I can store another data. So I can store this data in November. I can store the data on December, like that. Okay.
Hi, Karthik.
Uh, Hi. So like that. I mean, like what I was coming to tell you that I'm accumulating all the datas. Client will give you datas like this only. Okay, so you will be having all the datas inside this. Okay, there is nothing like it's filtered out with a particular month or particular area or something. You can basically partition by month or area or by dates or by, or let's say by anything such that. Okay, so here I can partition this data into october october data. Okay, so okay, so it can always communicate basically. Okay, it can do that. It will filter out. And in Hive we also have okay, so it can communicate to Hive by partitioning, and it can process everything and put it back. Okay, so that makes sense, right? So we are going to see that now. So in partition we have basically it can be with the managed table as well, and you can do with the external partition for external table also. Okay, so we'll try with managed table because the steps are almost same. Only thing we'll be adding a notation or for something for identification we'll add external, and we'll also add create external. Okay, so as if now we are going to create a managed table for partitions. Okay, so what I do here, I'm creating table called patient underscore partition one. Underscore string drug string. What else we have? Total amount, right? Yeah. So before that we have gender, right? Yes. total underscore amount, and it's int 10. Oh shit. And okay, so now we are going to partition. We are going to partition by country string. Okay, and row format be limited fields terminated by comma separated value, and store it is stored as text file. Okay. Okay, so now it's created. So what I'm coming to do now is I'm creating a table. Okay, and it is called as patient underscore partition one. Okay, and what are the columns inside it is? It's like patient ID, patient name, then drug, gender, and then total amount. Okay. Oh man, there is a typo issues. See here. So I instead of I what I do, I just drop this table. Why I'm doing this is because uh, right. So there is a typo here. I just drop it and start once again. Okay. Are you guys still with me? Great. Super. Nice. Right. So I have deleted it. So I'll create a new one. And it is partitioned by this. Okay. So now let's see. Okay. All the columns are perfect. Okay. But here we added one thing new, right? You can see that. Can you tell, can you type, can you see and type what is the new column that we have added here? Oh, great. Okay. Right. So we have added a new column called country. Okay. So now let's, what we do, let's load the data. Okay. Let's load the data. Before that, let me get into the data first. Let's get into this one. Patient one. Okay. Mm-hmm. Patient two. Okay. All right. Okay. Now what we do, we will add. We'll load the data into the patient partition one. Okay. For that, into the table called patient. Let's go partition one, and it should be partitioned by the country. Okay, and which country I want? India. It says like whose mismatch end expecting into near home. Okay, data set expression, the condition, the country is loading into statement. Okay, it says mismatch input. Oh my god. Okay, let me type once again. Let's start. Then the data sets. Then comes the data sets. Then patient one dot txt into table patient. Let's go partition one partition partition country into US. Okay, so now it's trying to copy and loading it. I don't know what happened previously. It says mismatched with into the table partition. And, okay, there is a space here, so that's the thing. Okay, right. So it's completed partitioning with India. Let's okay, now let's try with a country called US in the second next one. So I'm trying to. Okay, we did US now. Now let's do IND. Okay, India. As for patient 2. Okay, next file. And to the same partition 1. Okay, it completed, it partitioned. Now let's try with patient 3 text file. And what say, let's mention that as a UK. Okay. If you're not able to catch me, you will catch it now. Okay, what I did now. Okay, just follow the screen. So now I'm requesting Hive to show the partitions. Okay, what are the partitions in patient underscore partition one. Show me that. Okay, it says I have three countries, which is country India, country UK, country US. Okay, so I have three partition here. Now let's try something more by selecting let's say patient name and their total amount from patient. Let's go partition one, where country is, let's say, UK. Okay. By seeing the querying command, you can understand what I'm trying to do, right? So I'm trying to say, Hive, please select all the name and their total amount from the patient partition one. Okay. And I need only where the country is UK. Okay, it started running. The map ready job now. It's processing. And you have the job details here. This is your job file. Okay, here it comes. So these are the people from UK. These are the people from UK. Saranan, Ramkumar, and Sandhya spent the total the amount they spent. So I came it from the partitions out of the three partition. I found that these are the people from UK. Okay. Now let's say like I wanted to see the same details in two different countries. Okay, for that what I do, it's the same command, but what I do, I just alter the query by UK, comma US. Okay. What's happening? It's matched. Oh man. Isn't the right command? Let's see. To UK. Then space. Okay. US. Now it should work. All right. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to find it. I'm not able to produce that. So let me see whether US is possible. All right, so it's working. From US, we have 4 people. Okay, so let me type manually. Select name and total amount, total underscore amount from patient, let's go partition 1, where country, uh, oh, okay, guys, where country is US, let's say India, okay. So this is the command. I'm like I did a mistake. Here is a confusion comes for you guys as well. I'm sorry for that. I'll tell you now. I'll justify you what I did. Let this complete. Okay. So see, when I type, go to the bottom of the screen. See, I got the result for country India. Okay, but when I try to add more than one country partition, there is a different query command. Okay, but what I did here is I added it, but I forgot to mention something here. Okay, and it says expecting near UK. Okay, that means I'm mismatching some input here. Okay, so let me show you what is the right way. The right way is just delete the equal sign and type it in. Now it should work 100%. Okay, now it's working. Right, so it makes sense to you, right? If you're trying to get into 2 or 3 or more than that partitions, you need to mention in. Okay, so see, like it's coming from US and UK. Now let's try to do one more partition example of multiple countries, multiple partitions. Okay, select name, put underscore amount from patient underscore partition 1. Okay, and where country in India and US, or let's say, yeah, US. Okay, that's it. So it's launching for the partition India and US. It's launching. It's triggered. All right. So these are the people from India and US combined with partition. Okay. So one more concept you can expect as an interview question, like how can you find how can you describe the patient partition, or how can you explain how will you find the partition information? For that, simple, it's same as describe patient underscore partition 1. So my uh, uh, Okay, there is a typos, guys. Please ignore. Partition one. Okay, right. How it should work. This is how you should describe. Okay, in partition also is the same concept. If you want more level of detail, here it comes. Okay, you got all the columns, data types. So by looking here, you can see that these are your datas, and we have a partition information here. The partition, this is the partition information. We added a column called country. Okay, we have partitioned by country, and you know that we have three countries: India, UK, and US, right? And basically, we are doing for partition for managed tables. Okay, all right. Now let's do some more partition table. Let me do that one more time. Please look into the screen. Let's do that. Create table patient underscore partition 2. Okay, patient ID, and it's an integer. Rename string drug the string, and then comes your gender, right? Gender. And what gender is a string, right? Oh, sorry, string, and okay, that's your total underscore AMT, and it's an integer. Okay, and we are partitioned by let's say what we need. How we are going to partition, like let's play with the date. Okay, date. Okay, string and country as string. Okay, and it's basically row format delimited fields terminated by comma separated values, and it is stored as, and basically it is stored as text file. Okay, so here I'm adding one more partition, and basically, can you tell me how to partition type? I mean, like how to bring down the column of the partition. Okay, my question was like, how can I find the columns in these partitions? So what I need to type in the Hive? You guys still with me? Select column names. I don't know the column names. So how can I find? All right, I'm getting responses a little slow. Seems that's a sign of sleeping. Select star from is listing all that content. That's wrong one. How can you identify the columns available in your table or in your partition? Right. Let me do that for the 7th time. To find the column inside, I can always say formatted the partition name underscore partition 2. So these are the column names. I have 2 column names. One is date and one is country inside this partition information. So we have seen almost 7 times. Okay. It makes sense. You guys with me? Does that make sense for you guys? Like how to check the columns available in a partition or a table?
Yes, Karthik.
Okay. Looks like Siru is in mobile. Yes, Karthik. Okay. Good. Okay. So I have created the second partition table, basically. So now what I do, I am trying to insert data. Okay. So what I do, load data local in path /cloud data / desktop / datasets. Or let's say patient patients patients.txt and into table patient partition 2. Okay, and it is partitioned by sorry, it is partitioned on date. Let's say some date. Okay, let's say 2012, 11, 01. Okay, and let's say country equal to IND. Okay. I made a mistake here. PT. Okay. Okay. So what I'm trying to do is I'm loading the data from this path. The file name is patients_2.txt into the partition table. That is patient_partition2. Okay. And I'm partitioning in 2 ways. Like one is with date, like I have mentioned here, and the country. Okay. So let's try that. All right. So I have loaded that. Okay. Now what I do? How can I how can I list it? I'm like, I can do that by Sedu's command, select star from patient underscore or patient one. Okay, this was from partition one, but we recently created a partition two also, right? So select star from patient underscore partition two. Okay, so that makes sense, right? I have added a date. In partition one, we have not added the date, but the country. But here we have added two more column called country and dates. Okay, we have added dates and column here. So why I am stressing this again and again, because we'll be playing with a large set of datas where you will be having a nearly almost like at least you should be having 20 columns. Okay, all the data will be at least of 20 columns, and you need to understand which column you are working with, and that's basically if you know these techniques and all, this basically makes your life easier. Okay, and this is very easy, simple steps. Just follow the commands, the queries that I have showed to you, and it is really very easy. And these are the things that has been asked in interviews, and also these are the things that has been asked inside the certifications. If you go for Cloudera certifications, these are the things asked. If you go for how hot on works, these are the questions asked. So it's very simple steps, guys. Okay, for this you will be paid in lakhs, obviously. So since this technology is niche, so please try to rush yourself, learn it very easy way. I'm telling you in a very simplified way. Please put little bit more effort from today onwards. Let's say like if you are having 3 hours in a week, apart from 3 hours you need to put at least 2 hours a day. Okay, that means like 6 hours additionally. Okay, so spend 2 hours after the session or on the next day. It will make your life easy. It will make you to appear for interview with confident. You can rock like anything. Okay, all right. So guys, there are a few more concepts. Uh, Something called as alter, sort, group, order by clause, then subqueries, then CSV surveys. So you want guys to continue because the time is 10:40. I'm perfectly all right. I can go ahead if you guys are okay with this. Are you guys slept, or you didn't understand me what I'm telling you? I'm asking you guys whether should I continue with the concept or shall we?
Sure, Karthik, continue.
Okay, go ahead. Okay. All right. So another statement here. So there is a statement called alter. Okay. Alter statement. So basically, what I'm trying to do now is trying to alter the patient name table. I mean, like the table patient to some other name. Okay, let me show that in query so that you can easily understand. Alter. I'm requesting Hive. Please alter the table name. Can you guys type the table name? Can you guys type the table name that we started working with? Any of the table name? Great. Good, Neha. So let's say like patient. Okay, so I'm trying to alter table patient. Okay, what I'm trying to alter is basically I'm renaming. Okay, you can see this very simple script. Okay, I'm trying to go to the bottom of the screen. I'm trying to request the Hive to alter the table patient and telling that my alteration function is rename to the patient to a new name called patient underscore old. Okay, it's done. In just 2 seconds, it's completed. But in Java, you will be spending hours to write to nearly 40-50 lines of codes, and after that you need to process it. Okay, so there is another concept in alter. Let me do that as well. Alter table. Let's say patient. There is no more patient. Okay, so let me see. Let me show you the tables. Okay, that patient is been changed to patient old. You can see the difference, right? Okay, now what we do, uh, okay, so what I did is I am trying to alter the table patient old, that is our table, and trying to add a new column, and the new column is called as new column, new underscore column, and that's a string. Okay, so that is one concept. Let's try one more. Alter table patient underscore old, change. Okay, column, change column, new and new underscore column to patient underscore history, and that column name is string, and the column type is string. Right, so what I did is I created one table. I altered the table name first. Okay, and the table name was renamed. Basically it was renamed to patient old, patient underscore old, right? So we tried to show the tables, we displayed it, and we found that patient underscore old is the new name for the table first we created. Okay, so henceforth the patient, there is no more patient table. It will be called as patient underscore old. Okay, and after that I try to add one column in the patient old, that is our inside our table, and by typing add columns and the column name, and it is I mention as string. Okay, now I did a mistake. I could have gone directly and mentioned here something as patient underscore history instead of typing simply new column. Okay, for that I tried to change that. I have told the Hive to alter the table patient and change, please change column. Okay, the column name, that is new column here. Okay, So the new column is changing. You should change the name to a new column. Name here is called as patient underscore history. Okay, and the data type is string. Okay, all right. And Hive said, okay, I changed it to 2.2 seconds. Okay, now what shall we do? Um, okay, let me alter. Let me alter. We have did that alter. Then what else we need to do? There is also a truncate table. Patient underscore old. So you can also truncate. Okay, there is a truncate also kind of altering it. So just note this. I put this as a homework for you guys. Uh, you need to find out the truncate query, and in altering you have a drop concept, basically drop table partition underscore old. I'm not going to do that, but just we have already did that, right? Okay. Now let's put that the old into a new name. Okay, I changed the name actually. Okay. Okay. So now we'll go to the new concept, additional clauses. So let's see the classes types basically. Uh, let's say select are from patient. Okay. We are trying to do class order by total underscore amount. So this will sort by ascending. Okay, it will list by total amount. Guys, we can set the number of reducers and mappers. I'll show that. I'll give the tips to do that maybe in the finishing stage and during the map reduce running jobs. I mean the map reduce classes. So the query that we are running is here. I'm just trying to sort it by, I mean like order by total amount. Okay. All right. So here is the thing. Here is the result. So these are the, okay, it looks a little messy. Let me run it through queue. Have you guys tried working with Hue? Anything in Hue? Not yet. Anything from CLI? Yes. Okay. All right. Simple. I just select star from and putting it here.
It's 11 o'clock.
Okay, and just executing it. It's taking time. Give me a moment. It's running. That's map reduce jobs, everything. So before you publish, I mean, like before the Hue publishes the result here, these are the things that is running in the background. Okay, it starts its map reduce jobs, then launching its jobs, then staging it. Okay, and it's setting its mappers and reducers and defining its jobs name, then rechecks. Okay, so before waiting for query. Okay, you can see that it has initiated it. MR job here. This is the job name. So it started it. Guys, you always should know that this Hue and Ambari is always a bit slower than terminal. In terminal, you'll get the result spontaneously, but in GUI, it's a bit slow actually. So that's the reason why any professional, most of the professional developers or anybody like always prefer terminals. Okay, command lines. Can you type a question, an answer for a question called from which Hive server BWAX were updated? BWAX were came in which Hive server? Server 2. Hive server 2. Great. Okay, nice. All right. So guys, we try to run this query. Basically, we try to run this query. Okay, select star from patient, and we added a new clause called order by total amount. We are trying to sort order by total amount. So here is the result for that in GUI format in BWAX. So it's in ascending order. We have the columns patient ID, patient name, drug name, gender, total amount, and the patient history. Okay. So we are trying to order by total amount. Here are the patient who stole from the shop, not paid yet. And here are the patient called Vignesh. Starting from Vignesh, he spent $6. Sindil Nathan, $12. Santosh, $12. It's increasing. See, we are ordering it. Just look at the total price. Okay, that makes sense, right? Now let's get into one more clause. If you want, you can save this. You can download as Excel. You can download as CSV and send it to your client. You can send it to your manager. Impress them. Okay. And this is the query. And here is the log in case if you want to debug something. You can always come here. And these are the columns from the table. Okay. Right. So now let's run one more class. Okay. Now let's try this one. Okay. We are trying to select. We'll sort something. Okay. So let's start from. Sort by, and I'll save this first. It says it's saved. Okay. Here's the editor name sorted and the description. Okay. I said, can you explain now? So here is the explanation for the syntax tree. If you want, you can just look into it. If you are a hardcore developer, yes, you can look for explanation. Otherwise, just you can just ignore it for a moment and just go for the result and go ahead, execute it. So far, any doubts, guys? All right. How about Bhagiraj? You have any doubt? Is that making sense to you, Sedu? Right. So the sorted query has completed. So the result is here. So it's sorting like this. Okay. There's a difference between sorting and order, of course. Okay. All right. So now let's come to the other clause where let's say group by. Sedu. So this is your question. You wanted to run one sample for group by. So let's put as okay. Select gender. Okay. Then count, and I also add count also distinct by gender from patient table and putting as group by gender. What I'm telling is select only gender, also the count of gender. Okay, don't duplicate it, please. So I have typed distinct. Okay, so from the table patient and group it by gender. Okay, so I just run it here. And guys, whenever you're trying to repeat a query, all your queries will be, I mean, like if you had ran a query earlier, the query job will be here. Similar jobs will be listed out here. Okay, so that you can simply click on that and get the result. No need to create a type new query for, I mean, like for the same query. Okay. So guys, I would request you guys to put at least 6 hours a day. I mean, like 6 hours a week, apart from these sessions. All right. So there is an error. See, I have forgot to mention the column here. Okay, I have to mention the semicolon so that it can execute. And the left, you can see no similar jobs in ran in Hadoop, and then it created a new file here. Guys, I just wanted to know one interview point of question. I just give you one interview point of question. What is the port number to find the job tracker? How can I track the job tracker? Can you type the port number? Uh-huh. Five 580. That's 530. Okay, it's not 80. All right, so seems some error. There is a driver error basically. Okay. So okay. Guys, we have some driver issues. So it started its map reduce job. Mapper was set as one, reduce was set as one, but it couldn't write and read and write, and it failed. Okay. So in that scenario, you'll be seeing the screen job tracker as killed here. Okay, and it tried 4 times, not just one, because the mapper it tried to run the job 4 times. Here you can see basically the errors here. What is the error? Each time is the same error. It seems like some indexing error here. All right, okay. So this is how you need to see, like, if any job's killed here, you can go back and look into the errors, types of errors, why it didn't run. So, all right, so let's try a different query for an example. Let's group by gender. Okay. Mm, so I'm telling a simple thing. I'll tell you once it finishes. Okay. So you can see here, no jobs, similar jobs ran here. You should not forget this anymore. All right. So what we did here, uh, okay. See, what I'm trying to do here is I'm select all the genders. Okay. Also, count the gender. I'm telling select all the gender. Okay. And count the gender. There is two gender, right? Male and female here. Okay. From the patient. Also group by gender. The result is like this. Okay. There is two gender, male and female. Both are grouped. Okay. And the count is in female, we have 10. Okay. In male, we have 23. Okay. So this is just a concept for group by. And one more concept we will see is subqueries. Okay. Okay. So see here, after running, I'm requesting group. I mean, like telling find out the gender first. Okay, and then give me group it by count, so that I can identify how many male, how many female. Okay, so this is the query for that. And just imagine how many lines of codes you will be running in Java. Running in Java is easy, guys, but running a MapReduce program using Java is bit harder. Okay, you need to write Java code for running the mapper. You need to run the reducer, then setting it into stages, and then go for replica. And so there are so many things. I'll show you that. This is just one line, very easy. Right now, let's go to the subqueries. From Partition 1 union all. Okay, and then select from patient. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Right. So, guys, I mean, like, I just tried to run a subqueries, means mix of all queries. So, try to union all the tables like patient one, patient two, patient three. I have not created the other tables, so it's getting error. That's okay. Just ignore for the moment. Okay. Also note that there are other formats of Serday, like CSV Serday. You can run. You can create a CSV table basically, and you can load the text file into CSV format as well. Okay, and it's very simple, guys. What you need to do is, like, you need to simply when you're creating a table, you simply mention that row format by Serday with org Apache, then Hadoop dot Hive dot Serday 2 dot open CSV Serday with Serday properties with oh yeah, that with Serday properties. You need to mention the separator. Mention the separator. Oh my God, something malfunctioning here. Right, so I'll send you the command. Just try yourself. Okay. Also, there is other file formats like RC file format. and we have ORC file format. We have Parquet file format. So in future classes, we'll be processing with Hive. So I'll show you the different types of what do you say file formats. So ignore for a moment. Okay. Otherwise, I have sent you some exercises. I know that if you have not started yet. So, so is it okay for the moment? Like any queries, guys? Shall I go ahead and run walk through the exercises, labs? Basically, the assignment I have sent you. I'll show you one exercise if you want.
Karthik, is it fine if I drop out? Actually, I'm going out right now. If it's fine.
Okay. All right.
Well, tomorrow's Christmas, right? My friends have come. They are waiting for me for almost 1 hour.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
so if it's finishing before 11:45, I can wait. I'll be in the call.
11:45. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me do that.
Yeah,
At the
okay.
moment, my battery is about to die, so it should be able to run for at least 30 minutes. But still. Okay, so we'll set the time as 11:40. Okay, so we'll try to finish it before 11:40. I'll just go and walk through. Uh, Guys, I use iZip basically. This is one kind of application. Basically, it's very easy. So I have sent you. Uh, right. So I have sent you something. Hive Lab Guru, right? Hive underscore lab underscore Guru. So you can unzip it and you can load this program iZip, application called iZip. You can Google it for it. It's very easy, guys. izip.com. So install for your operating system. All right. So let's come back to the syllabus. I just opened that file. Okay. And opening, I giving it like this. Okay. So what it does is like it's creating an ritual disk here. Okay. Okay. So it will create a ritual disk. Basically, you will be getting a virtual disk in your Windows. Okay. What I do, I just unzip here. Right. And inside that, I have a list of exercises and commands and inputs, everything. Okay, let me try one simple command. So what you need to do basically, open this. Okay. open this, and we have list of commands basically. So what I'm trying to do here is, it's the first thing is like create a manage table as movies. Okay, so it says like create a table, okay, as movie ID and such things. Uh, okay, let's look into the input. Basically, input is in CSV format. It's in CSV format. Okay, so we have a list of movies and the production company and some IDs and the year. Okay, so you need to, what you need to do first is create a movie ID. Okay, that is your 1, 2, 3. That is the column movie ID, and then comes your movie name as string. This is your movie name, and then comes with your production studio as string. Okay, and then comes your column world double. Even I don't understand what the data is, but just for a moment, just mention that this is a column of world. Let's say some kind of ID. Then comes with column underscore data. Sorry, Canada, and that's a double. This double is one of the data type. Okay, that's the reason why we are trying to do this. We are trying to play with other data types as well. You have, you know, what is string, what is int. Now we have a data type called double, and also we have relevant year, sorry, release year 2012, and deformatted by, terminated by. Okay, so let me copy paste that so that you can finish it quickly. Okay, I created a database called movie, or else you can just create a database called lab1. Okay, lab1 or lab 1.1, whatever. I have mentioned the exercise. Okay, in this scenario, I'll put this as exercise 1. So ex1. Okay, and use ex1. Okay, and basically I'm trying to create a managed table. I copy and I pasted. Yes. An issue. Right, so let me get back to this. Oh, There's a problem in copying pasting. Let me do that line by line. Okay, now it's created. There is some issue in copy pasting, guys. So you guys make sure that I would request just look into that and type yourself. It might take little bit. It will consume little bit time, but it's okay. I mean, like for you guys, you need to get into hands-on, right? So just look into this as a reference and try yourself. Okay. Now let's go ahead and load this data. We cannot copy simply because here I need to mention the table. I mean, like mention the path basically. I don't have here. So what I do, I what I do, I just copy this input source inside my datasets folder. I don't know why it's not popping. All right, so it's copied. So I just run this command from my terminal. Basically, we are trying to load, right? Mm, Now copy and paste. It should work now. Oh man. Mhm. Why it's not working? Because we have copied a data set uh, in CSV format. Okay, so make sure it's in CSV. Okay, CSV format. and try to overwrite if it's existing into movies. Okay, so when you're working with files, make sure you enter the right keys and right text. Typos always happens. All right. So finally, I loaded it. Okay. So there is for loading, there is two types of loading. One is you can load it from your local. Another one is from your path. Okay, like in HDFS. Okay. Now we cannot create an external table because I'm not authorized to do that. But you can do that yourself. Okay. Create an external table and load this thing. Okay. Once you load it to the external table, just try to get the result for this. Like get the movies released in the year 2010, okay, and get the result of US collection for the year of 2009, okay. All right, guys, let's wrap up now. So that's, I hope this should be having giving you some clarity, guys. So it's good for you guys. I mean, like if you start working with exercises. So that's it for the moment. If you guys have anything, you can guys ping me now or later